Hey guys, so we're going to go over multiplying and dividing fractions today. So when we're talking about multiplying fractions, we are asking ourselves what of something else. So what fraction of another fraction? So we have this rectangle here, and you can see it's divided into thirds. So 1/3, here's another third, 2/3, 3/3, right? And each section is 1/3. So if we're asking 1/2 of a third, we have this rectangle here. It's divided into thirds, and it's asking, well, what's the value of a half of it? So a half of this would be this portion. That's what we would be figuring out, is what is a half of this third? So how do we calculate multiplication with fractions? Well, there's a couple different rules. Well, the first thing you can do is you can multiply straight across. That's kind of like the easiest way. And then simplify. Always simplify at the end. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Multiply straight across, then simplify. And I'll show you kind of how that could be could make simplifying a little harder in the end, but we'll get to that later. So the first way you can do it is just multiply straight across and then simplify. The second way you can do it is cross cancel, then multiply straight across. So there's two ways, okay? Multiply straight across, simplify, or cross cancel beforehand and then multiply straight across. So I'll show you both ways. So let's look at this one, 1/2 times 1/3. And first I'm just going to use this first method, which is multiply straight across and simplify. And this works really well when you have sort of lower numbers, right? You have a low number for your numerator and a low number for your denominator. Both of them, 1/2 is totally simplified, 1/3 is totally simplified, right? So this works really well for those type of problems. So I'm just going to multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. And next we need to simplify. Always, always, always simplify. If you don't simplify, your answer is wrong. Can I simplify 1/6? No, it's already simplified. So that's our final answer. Okay, so let's look at another example. A little bit bigger numbers. So 14 over 45 times 18 over 35. Okay, so if I were to multiply straight across, right, and I use the first method, I would have some pretty big numbers. So 14 times 18 is, look at my multiplication chart here, 252. 252. And 45 times 35 is 1,575. Okay, so as you can see, they're pretty large numbers, right? And then my last step is I would have to simplify. Whoa, I have to simplify this number. This is going to be really, really hard. Okay, so you can kind of see how when you have sort of larger numbers in your fractions, right, and you just go to multiply straight across, you're going to get a really big number you have to simplify. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the second method. Remember that second method was cross cancel, multiply straight across. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to cross cancel. So I'm going to show you what that means, okay? I'm going to rewrite this over. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the diagonals, the numbers that are diagonal to each other. So I've got 14 and 35 are diagonal to each other, right? And then I have 18 and 45 are diagonal to each other. Okay, I'm not going to multiply them. We're not cross-multiplying. Okay, I'm just looking at the diagonals. Pardon my phone here, guys. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to see, is there a number, a factor, that 14 and 35 can divide into? Is there a factor that 14 and 35 share? Do they have a common factor? So let me think about this. Factors of 14 are 7, well, obviously 1, right? 2, 7, and 14. Okay, those are the factors of 14. And looking at 35, I know that 7 goes into 35 5 times. So 7 is the winner, right? So 14 divided by 7 is 2. And 35 divided by 7 is 5. Okay? So I divided both of these by 7, a common factor of 7. Next, I'm going to look at 18 and 45. Does 18 and 45 have anything in common? Not sure. Let's see. So let's look at the factors of 18. 18, so there's 1, 2 goes into 18, 3 goes into 18, 4 doesn't go into 18, 5 doesn't go into 18, 6 goes into 18, 7, nope, 8, nope, 9, yes. Okay. Now let's look at 45. Do any of these go into 45? Well, 9 goes into 45 5 times. So I can divide both of these guys by 9. So 18 divided by 9 is 2, and 45 divided by 9 is 5. So I'm going to rewrite this over with these new numbers. So this becomes 2 over 5 times 2 over 5. Okay. Now I'm going to multiply straight across. And you can see now they're just much more manageable numbers, right? So I'm going to multiply straight across. And I get 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 5 is 25. Okay. And then I ask myself, do I need to simplify again? Can I simplify? Well, unfortunately, 4 and 25 have nothing in common, no factors in common. So this is your final answer. So cross-canceling really helps with the simplifying process. It makes it a lot easier. Let's do a quick example, one more for you guys. Okay. And I urge you to kind of to write these over yourself after this video and try to do them on your own and then re-watch the video to see how you did. Okay, so let's look at another example here. We have 20 over 36 times 18 over 25. Okay, so as you can see, again, we have these kind of like larger valued numbers, right? We have large numbers in the numerator. We have a 20. We have a large number in the denominator, 36. Large number in the numerator, 18. Large number in the denominator, 25. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to cross-cancel. I'm going to look at the numbers in the diagonal. So I'm going to look at the 20 and the 25, and the 18 and the 36. Okay. So what I would like you to do is kind of pause right now, and I want you to think about what numbers do you think can divide into both 20 and 25 and can divide into both 36 and 18. So maybe go ahead and check your multiplication chart and see if you can do a little hunting. So go ahead and pause this video and see if you can figure this out. Okay, so hopefully you paused it. So let's take a look. 20 and 25, which numbers can divide into 20 and 25? So let's think about the factors of 20. So we have 1, right? 2, 3, 4 goes into 20, 5 goes into 20, 6 does not go into 20, 7 doesn't go into 20, 8 doesn't go into 20, 9 and 10 goes into 20. Okay, 9 doesn't go into 20. So these are the factors of 20, right? And of course 20. And then, do we see any factors that would match for 25? Well, let's see. Well, 5 goes into 25, and that's it. So I'm going to divide these guys by 5. Okay? So then this becomes 20 divided by 5 is 4, and 25 divided by 5 is 5. Alright, now let's look at 36 and 18. Let's look at the factors of 36 and 18. So I like to start with a smaller number. Alright, so factors of 18. Well, 1, obviously, right? 2, 3, 4 is a no, 5 is a no, 6 is a yes, 7, 8, 9 is a yes, and 18. Right? We actually did that up here, right? But we forgot 18. Alright. So let's see. Any of these guys go into 36? Well, 9 goes into 36, and 18 goes into 36 2 times. I'm always going to want to go with the biggest number. But let's just go ahead. Let's go with 9, okay? Let's go with 9. So 9 goes into 18. So I'm going to divide these guys by 9, both of these by 9. So 18 divided by 9 is 2. And 36 divided by 9 is 4. So I'm going to rewrite this because this kind of looks visually messy to me. And in math, when you have a visual mess, I always say when you're messy mathematicians make mistakes. So when it starts to get messy, that's when you want to stop and you want to rewrite it over. Thankfully, I'm using all these different colors so I can visually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to rewrite these fractions over so it's easy for me to see and understand. Okay, now I'm going to multiply straight across because I have much more manageable numbers. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, next I need to ask myself, can I simplify any more? And in this situation, I can. 8 and 20 are both even numbers, right? They're both even numbers, so I can divide by 2. But can I divide by anything bigger? Well, I could divide by 4, right? 4 goes into 8, and 4 goes into 20. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I always want to pick the biggest number. So 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. So my answer is 2/5. Now, remember how I went with 9 over here instead of 18? I could have gone with 18, right? If you went with 18, we wouldn't have had to simplify here. Okay, so if we went with the greatest common factor, which was 18 between 36 and 18, instead of 9, we wouldn't have to simplify here. But it's okay if you don't pick the greatest common factor between these two, because we just simplify quickly at the end. But I just wanted to show you the difference between the two. Okay, so if I chose 18 instead of 9, so let me just do that really quick. So instead of 36 divided by 9, it would have been 36 divided by 18. So this would have remained a 4. 36 divided by 18 is 2. 18 divided by 18 is 1. And then this is a 5. Multiply straight across. 4 over 10. Oh, we still have to simplify. So 4 over 10, but the numbers are even smaller. So what number would I have to simplify to get into 4, or divide 4 into 10? Would be 2. So divide by 2, divide by 2, 2 over 5. So we still had to simplify, but the numbers were even smaller. So it was just even easier, a little bit more manageable. But either way you choose, any way you choose, basically is what I'm trying to say, you'll get to the same answer. So hopefully this makes sense to you. I want you to try a couple, look at them, but don't submit them. And then when we have our live class and we get clarification and you've tried some, then attempt your homework. Okay? I will do a division video in the next video. Okay? Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.